Can I just ask you, when was the last time you lay awake at night worrying about your own bills? This simple yet piercing question strikes at the heart of an issue many ordinary people face daily. In stark contrast, Keir Starmer, a well-paid member of Parliament and the Prime Minister, lives in a world far removed from such worries. His recent radio appearance not only revealed his policy stance, but also laid bare a deeper issue: his detachment from the struggles of everyday people. When asked about his personal financial concerns, Starmer acknowledged his privileged position. However, his response didn't resonate with the public. Many pensioners and workers, grappling with bills and economic pressures, felt a disconnect between his life of privilege and their reality. The radio exchange shifted focus to a contentious issue: inheritance tax. Starmer attempted to explain the government's position on inheritance tax, focusing on how it allegedly wouldn't affect the majority of farmers. He stated that the threshold for inheritance tax at PS3 million was high enough to shield most family farms. Yet, his explanation didn't convince everyone. Farmers argue that the land value alone can easily exceed this threshold, leaving many family-run farms vulnerable to financial strain. A farmer named Martha from Lincolnshire voiced her concerns during the broadcast. She feared her family farm's future was at risk and requested an independent review of how the policy would impact smaller farms. Starmer responded by inviting Martha and others to contact him directly to discuss their individual cases. While this gesture might seem accommodating, it failed to address the broader issue. Farmers expressed frustration that their livelihoods were being overlooked, and many questioned the accuracy of the government's data. Keir Starmer's reassurances didn't stop hundreds of farmers from protesting. Braving cold, rainy weather, these farmers made their voices heard. The protests raised a critical question. If the policy truly affected only a small group of wealthy individuals, why were so many farmers rallying against it? The turnout revealed a disconnect between Starmer's claims and the reality on the ground. While he insisted that the majority of farms wouldn't be impacted, smaller family-run farms painted a different picture. These farmers, who are the backbone of the UK's agricultural sector, feared that the inheritance tax would jeopardise their ability to pass their farms down to the next generation. Another issue raised during the interview was the impact of renewable energy infrastructure on farmland. Farmers voiced concerns about pylons being erected on prime agricultural land, particularly from Grimsby to Norfolk. They argued that this not only disrupts farming operations, but also harms the environment by taking fertile land out of use. Starmer defended the push for renewable energy, citing its importance for energy independence and affordability. However, he admitted that the transition involves difficult decisions, such as installing pylons. When asked why local communities couldn't have a greater say in placing infrastructure underground, he pointed to the high costs of such measures. Keir Starmer's comments and responses reveal a larger issue: a leader who seems out of touch with the people he serves. The inheritance tax policy and renewable energy plans highlight a pattern of overlooking the nuanced challenges faced by ordinary citizens. As protests grow and public dissatisfaction mounts, Starmer faces a critical test of his leadership. Will he adjust his policies to better reflect the realities of hard-working families, or will he remain entrenched in a bubble of privilege and detachment? Starmer's recent missteps serve as a reminder of the importance of staying connected to the concerns of everyday people. Policies must not only be well-intentioned, but also grounded in reality. Farmers and other working-class citizens deserve leaders who listen to their concerns and act in their best interest. Beyond inheritance tax, this episode underscores a broader need for transparency and accountability in policymaking. Leaders must move beyond dismissive reassurances and engage in meaningful dialogue with affected communities. Only then can trust be rebuilt, and policies crafted that truly serve the people. Keir Starmer's handling of the inheritance tax debate and renewable energy concerns underscores a critical gap in leadership: the ability to empathise with and address the realities of everyday people. His reassurances, while well-intentioned, have failed to resonate with the farmers and communities whose livelihoods are at stake. The protests by hundreds of farmers serve as a stark reminder that policy decisions, no matter how well calculated on paper, must align with the lived experiences of those they impact.